Hello, everyone. YouTube, the world, whoever's watching, whoever cares. What's going on? I uh, I'm going to be talking about the PS5 today. I have been trying to make some sort of video about it. I haven't had a ton of time with a lot of games in the beginning. The first like month or two, I was basically playing the same three games over and over. Now I've gotten a decent amount through using the UI, using a couple of things on there. Tried using the have some accessories, seeing how all that works. So I'm gonna make a couple of videos. This is gonna be the first one. I'm gonna be talking about all of the the missing features and the things that I've noticed that are like bugs, hiccups, little things like that of owning it. Now I'm not gonna go into like software issues really of um, extended storage and stuff like that. I'll be going through that in the full overall review. It'll be the last thing that comes out of everything. These are going to be all the missing features. These are things that I want to address first. That if Sony's going to do anything about, these are the things to do to really make the experience better in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so surprise, surprise. The first thing we're going to be talking about is the storage. Um, First off, overall for Sony, you guys got to redo your box. You have to redo your box. It's false advertising. 8K you want to put on there? Sure, whatever. 825 gigabytes is not true. You have to be putting 825 gigabytes, even if you have an asterisk next to it, going only 666 is available due to system storage, which is probably going to be shortened throughout the lifetime through system updates and everything. They're going to be mandatory going forward. Um, you should redo that overall, I think. But let's talk about the actual NVMe storage system. So I gave Xbox and Microsoft a lot of shit for their 1 terabyte Seagate $230, not even PCI Gen 4, but hot swappable and available at launch SSD. And in the end, even without that SSD, that I still don't think is a great deal. I think personally that if it's just games, don't buy that. Just delete them and re-download games. It's a hassle. It's not worth 230. It's not worth almost an entire Xbox Series S to just have an extra storage. Personally, if I had a Series X myself, or if I had a Series S, I can get another Series S for a friend or family member or someone rather than just have that. So the problem though comes, this is 4 months later. The storage drive is still not available. It will be available sometime in the summer, they've said. But for a gamer like me who doesn't have a lot of games for PS5, I've got Miles Morales, Demon Souls, I got no problem taking off here and there. Um, and I haven't bought anything else specifically PS5. I everything through the free games. So Bug Snacks and there's something else there that was there. Astro's Playroom. It's like 10 gigabytes or something. So most of my games are a backlog of PS4 games. I cannot have even the games that got really good significant jumps. Horizon, God of War, Kingdom Hearts 3, Ghost of Tsushima. What else? I've got like Doom Eternal. I can't even put any of those games, like all of those games, on there with everything else that I have without actually just starting to run out. Um, and that really sucks. At this point, that really sucks. Now, is that the worst thing in the world that I can't use an NVMe slot? No, it's not. Because what sucks is not being able to have the extended storage drive in the same capacity that Microsoft has their extended storage drives. So I have a friend who has a Series S, and when he got his Series S, all he had to do was have all of his games on his extended storage he already had, unplug it, turned on his Series S, plugged in the extended storage, and everything worked perfectly. That is not able to happen here with the PS5. There are really two issues there. Of A, you can't play the games off of it. You can just transfer them, which is better than re-downloading them. Yes, I will say that. Whatever. I still haven't used it because it's still plugged into my PS4, just collecting dust over there. But the problem is that, and I've had problems, excuse me, with Oh, oh God. Sorry, I'd go Bonds and Beans last night, so uh, TMI right there. Uh, the problem comes with the PS5 does have some connectivity issues with some external stuff. I've seen people lose their fucking data off of there, and I'm not gonna go like plugging in a storage drive that has shit on there just to go and roll the dice that's everything's not going to be okay. Like I want to know that everything's going to be okay. Microsoft, everything's going to be okay. There've been like almost no issue. There's been more issues with people like buying an Xbox Series X uh, version of a game, it downloading the One X version and having problems. Like more of those issues come up than like somebody putting in their storage drive and everything's all fucked up. So if it didn't have funky problems with the devices, then I could say Sony's quick fix to this is just be able to play the games that are not next gen off of the extended storage drive. At least the ones that don't have a next gen upgrade. And then if it does, then release an SSD, an external SSD that allows you to also do that. And if those two aren't options, then let's go back to issue 1 of this. The NVMe just needs to be unlocked. It just needs to be unlocked. And it needs to be unlocked in different capacities, I believe, as well. Because I know they're saying that they don't want to have certain ones of, like, they don't want somebody buying one or having it unlocked and then getting one that's not the proper speeds and everything. Because there are very few that actually meet their specs. Well, a quick fix to this is going, here's the list, the short list of ones that will work with PS5, exclusively PS5 games that need to have that run at the same speed of our internal SSD. Then here's the list of basically Gen 3 NVMEs that will work with all PS4 backwards compatible games. Quick fix, I think that's the best thing to do. Who knows? We'll see. You just have to wait, but it's not there. And at this point, for somebody who doesn't even buy a lot of PS5 games or buy new games, just having older games, I'm already at my limit. I just downloaded redid Horizon Zero Dawn now after getting rid of some stuff, and I'm back at like 20 gigabytes. Can't really record much on there as well. So, and if you're using this for more than just games, if you're recording audio, if you're recording like game capture and stuff, tough shit. All right, problem number 2, or missing feature number 2, actually. The lack of a web browser. This just boggles my mind. Uh, I was there with a friend figuring out how to change the settings for his text to chat when he got his PS5 a couple days ago, and I'm going back through settings, and I got to the settings again, and I was like, I can't believe they still have the settings for the web browser still here, but there's no web browser. So for anybody just like, oh, it's a web browser, who like use your phone, use your computer, whatever. Yes, but why doesn't this have it? It doesn't, since the PS3, that was a big selling point for me. This is like a mini computer for me. Hey, I could just go on the internet. You want to watch an anime that's not on somewhere? If I need to look up something and another device is not working, whatever, it's there. But for here, it's just not there. And what boggles my mind is like, I'm going to talk later about video apps on the PS5, kind of like the lackluster like innovation there, kind of. And I mean, there's no difference really between the YouTube app for PS4 and PS5. So why couldn't the web browser just been transferred and then eventually updated? Boggles my mind. To people who are like, this isn't a big deal. Well, say for example, the PS5 launches with an app that was on the PS4 but wasn't there. HBO Max. I could have just gone on the web browser and just done HBO Max through there, if if it was there, instead of having to turn on my PS4. And I had to keep my PS4 specifically for HBO Max. I was like, you know what? I don't think I need this. I think I can get everything off, have it on my extended storage, all the stuff that's not games, because they're just game data. You can just re-download it faster than I could on the PS4. Because I just keep all my game captures and all that type of shit. And no, I had to use that for HBO Max for like a month or two until they got the app there. Which I will be talking about that when we get to the video apps. But it's just like, it's just stupid. Why don't they have it? Just Sony release it. It's a web browser. The other thing that really sucks as far as like UI and stuff, I'm going to skip a bullet point here because I want to talk about the other one extensively. The lack of themes and customization. I don't know why it's not there. I get it, the way cards are, and when you go up to a game, it starts having the like it has the logo and it has the soundtrack and all this and that. I don't care about Explore or cards or any of that shit. I have my Kingdom Hearts 3 themes from when I had that. The what was it, deluxe edition or something. I have my God of War themes. I would love to put those on there. I can't. I don't know why they took away customization there. It's really stupid. And it feels like it's all been useless up to this point if it's not going to be there going forward. Because it's like, why have it there if you're not going to continually be using it? So personally, that really sucks. I hope they find some way to do that. I think that out of everything that I'm talking about, this is the thing that's least likely to actually be there. I don't see any way that they're going to be able to fit putting themes and customizations in there. I hope I'm wrong, but that just it sucks. It doesn't feel as personal as it really should. So I want to talk about another problem I had. This problem specifically came up only with Spider-Man Miles Morales, and to let you guys know, I haven't played like Watch Dogs Legion, Cyberpunk, um, where some of the Call of Duty at all. I don't know what the Cold War, Black Ops Cold War, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I haven't played any of those on PS5 yet. The most like I guess hardware pushing game I've had is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, I played Spider-Man Miles Morales fine on performance mode, fine on what was that's the name of the 30 FPS ray tracing. Fidelity, I think it's called. And I had no problems. Game ran incredible. Then they had the patch for the performance RT mode. There is a part with the scene when you're talking with Aaron Davis and you're moving the trains that it just shut down twice on me. And I did not, and at this point, this happened within the first month I had the PS5. So I did not feel like rolling the dice again when I've seen stories of people having really weird hiccups and software issues and shit with the PS5. I didn't feel like going through it again. So when I play the game, I've only played it in fidelity or performance. I would love to play it in performance RT. I have no problems, by the way, with Spider-Man Remastered in that. So it has to show that something with the newer, with it being newer, more intensive on the CPU and GPU, and this makes me a little worried for the future of 60 FPS gaming on the PS5. With my experiences there, and it could just have been something that just needed to be just a little hiccup or whatever, maybe. But my experience there is in a year, are we going to stop having 60 FPS ray tracing titles? Are we going to start to have, if you want ray tracing, it's back to the 30 FPS console experience. If you want to turn ray tracing off, you can have 60 FPS. Because that's essentially what Control is right now, but Control is a 2019 game on a late 2019 system. So what are 2021 games, 2022 games going to look like? You know, everybody wants to say that they don't need a PS5 Pro, but my experiences with Miles Morales, they might not need a PS5 Pro. They might just need a mid refresh, but that's worrisome. Is it worrisome for anything else other than Spider-Man Miles Morales and that ray tracing thing? No. No. And if you're somebody who's just like, I don't care about ray tracing, 60 FPS is the way to go, then this doesn't even matter. And for me, I'd rather play it on performance than have to put ray tracing and be have all that visuals, pizzazz, whatever. But going back to Spider-Man Remastered, if I'm going to play it on performance or performance RT, I would play it performance RT 10 out of 10 times if it works. Because it's beautiful and there's almost no hiccups. So, just something to think about for the future going forward. And I wanted to talk about this before I talk about the next thing, which is another obvious thing to talk about. And that is going to be variable refresh rate and support for 1440p monitors. I wrote in my notes, I don't even need to explain this one. Just unlock it, Sony. Just work on it. It's like this concept here for this is like when I'm hearing almost nothing on AMD's Fidelity FX, their version of DLSS. It's like this is the thing that will get people to come to your platform. This is a huge selling point. It's also something for if people get it, it's options to keep them there versus going, you know what? The Xbox does 120 frames for this one, the Series X. So I think I'm going to switch. You know? And I'm not saying that that's going to be the reality of every gamer, of every single person who has it, but this is the reality of if you don't have these features there and you can have them. And I don't really know why they don't have them. If you can have them, have them. It would be really cool. And for like why I mentioned this, why I want to mention the Miles Morales thing specifically, I only put the whole ray tracing Miles Morales thing, I only put that as a note because I started writing about variable refresh rates. Because if I was, say, having problems on my 4K TV with it, let's say I can go to 1440p, and that's basically where it's getting played anyway. It's 1440p upscaled to 4K, but let's say that the problem becomes that it's just a little too graphically straining for the system. What if I had it on a 1440p monitor capped at 60 and it no longer had to do any upscaling there? What if it actually did 1080p upscaled to 1440p to make it just look like 1440p? And maybe that would have relieved the issue. It wouldn't have been so graphically inducing that it would have just like been fine. That could have been a possibility. I don't know because that option is not there. So Sony, this is a thing for you to really start to get on top of. So those are the big things that were there. These next two things are a little less. So the first thing I want to address, I don't want to say is a missing feature, but it is definitely a problem area. The PlayStation Store, I've been having hiccups with previously bought games. So I bought Witcher 3, sale a while ago for PS4. Started playing it, was like, you know what, this is not the way to go. I bought it on a deep sale when I got my PC and went, cool. I mean, my PC can't play it really more than 60 FPS without really limiting some graphical settings and everything. But 60 FPS is the way to go for it. Then when I got the PS5, I could not for a while, and I have no idea why, because this eventually went away. I could not download it to my PS5. I could go all the way to Game Library, and I could see that Witcher 3 was there, but when I click on Witcher 3, it brings me to the PlayStation Store and says, buy product $49.99. And I didn't check this with all my games. I checked it with a few digital ones, like the ones that I was going to re-download anyway. But I don't know why that was there. It's not a hey, this is what's missing from the PS5 or this is what makes the PS5 bad, but it's something for if anyone who's at Sony is watching this or if this is going to go there, make sure you guys have your shit together in the PlayStation Store, because if I were to buy a game and then go there knowing that it works for the PS5 and then it just doesn't show up there, that'd piss me off. And it did. I couldn't play The Witcher 3. I just was able to download it a couple weeks ago, and I haven't been continually checking up on it like week to week. But I was the first 2 months. Up till January, it still wasn't there. So I don't know what happened, but it eventually fixed itself. So just a little caveat. Sony, just make sure you got your shit together. And the other little thing is the video apps. They really feel prehistoric at this point. So I already mentioned this before. The YouTube app for PS4 has not changed. It's the same app. Netflix has not changed. Hulu has not changed. Disney Plus I haven't used on PS5 yet. I'm gonna guess it didn't change. And what was the other one? Oh, HBO Max. That wasn't even there on launch. Hasn't changed. You know, in the way HBO Max has changed, it changed on everything. You know, it added a skip intro button. Whoop-de-doo. Welcome to 2021, HBO. Um, I don't really have a way to. I don't. This is why it's like it's a small minor thing. I don't know how to make this like part of like a next gen like experience for the video apps. They're video apps, but the first thing that they could really do is get rid of that annoying fucking the app sign in bullshit. It's so annoying. Just make it a sign in like a normal fucking web browser and it just connects to the app. Is that really that hard to do? Netflix does it. I could just sign into Netflix. Hulu does it. I could sign into Hulu. Disney Plus doesn't do it. HBO Max, I think I can do it. I actually no, I had to have HBO account, then go on there, and then I could sign in and everything. I forgot for a second. But it's just like they're all over the place. So Sony, and Xbox too. This might be a thing on Xbox. I have no idea. Or the Switch. I don't have my Switch anymore. I sold it for the PS5. So it's just I wish that with a next gen system, these apps would feel not prehistoric, not last gen, which is kind of weird. It's not like how do you have next gen on a video app? But I wish it would be updated. And at the very least, if they don't want to update them, give me the fucking web browser, so I don't have to go through that TV sign-in bullshit. So that was it. Those are all the like missing features and things that I wanted to address that at least Sony could try to address going forward. Not something they need a huge big system software update. Nothing they need a new console for. Nothing for the future. It's something that they can literally fix some of these things within 3 months. There's no reason. By the time that the NVMe storage is actually updated, and updated, unlocked and usable, they could find some way to add a web browser, uh, have themes and customization back, variable refresh rate, at least 1440p monitor support, you know. But that was it. That's all the things that I think are like the missing features that Sony should be addressing soon. What do you guys, gals, everyone else, what do you all think? Is there anything that you have seen from the PS5, whether or not you've owned it or you've seen it through people using it, that seems like a missing feature to you? Uh, yeah, let me know down in the comments below. I do respond to comments, so you won't be just shouting into the void. You'll actually be having a conversation. Let me know what you guys think, and let me leave a like or any other comment, a respectful comment. Subscribe, and if you liked whatever you saw here, and if you didn't like what you saw here, leave a comment down below on what sucked, and I'll see what I can improve for the next video. All right, criticism is all constructive, unless you don't take it that way. Remember that, guys and gals and everyone. Whatever. I don't want to get in trouble. Actually, I don't really care about getting in trouble. So, until next time, guys, stay tuned also for the next video. I'll be talking about the positives of the PS5.